Hello again. It is 8/14/2023. We're in the Wild West and also the crypto corner. So we're going to start today by just saying that the market started moving a little bit today. We do have some changes to our portfolio. If you go back and hit the other videos that I did, you'll find that I did one in the middle this time because we had some buy zones in there. So we're going to try to do that more. So without anything else, this isn't financial advice. It is the Wild West, and off we go. So you're going to see that, we have, again, some green, some red. You'll see that a lot of the green is the same ones that we've been doing, which is Dot and Atom, and some of the ones that are red, Sol, Bitcoin, um, Render. Some of those, they've been red for, a few weeks now. But we're going to dive into each one and see how they look. So here we are with Dot. Dot is just kind of fooling around with this $5 range. We are buying Dot. We just bought it at the 85 range, and we're not staking that. We could be staking it for the 11% on Coinbase, but we're not staking this. We're seeing maybe if we could be pumping up to 530, 540, maybe we'll sell that because we believe that we're going to be going up and down in this sideways motion for a little bit. So we're going to range trade some of these, Dot being one of them. And then let's move on to Atom. We're in the same boat here. Again, it went from being 20% on Coinbase down to 12%. Not that 12% is something to go, oh, that's horrible. But at the same time, we are buying and we're not staking it. We are leaving it there so that we can trade it if we want. And again, the resistance here, we would be happy to be at 989, 90 to hit resistance and sell at that range, and then we think it will go all the way back down to 880 again. So we're not buying here. 854. We think that we bought enough. If it goes down again to 830 ish, we'll buy some more. If not, then we'll be happy where we are, and we're hoping that it starts to reverse this trend. Matic, we're again in this particular case, we're not really buying. And if you notice this chart, if you look over at the left, it's been going down, down, down gradually. And we've been the last couple of weeks, we were like not a buy because we don't want to just keep buying at the same price. We'll buy a little bit called DCAing, right? Dollar cost averaging in. Um, and at the same time, when it plateaus kind of where it has, it goes that way sideways and then it goes down a little more, then we buy in. Then, and then if it goes up, we've dollar costed. So instead of being at 73 cents, we're at 66 cents. So again, we're not really buying here. We might buy a little, at 0.67, but we're not really buying in at this range. Solana, we're definitely not buying. Part of the reason is if you look at the blue line in the middle, that's a 200-day moving average. We want to see it come down to that 200-day moving average, and then we'll be buying in. We think that it will hit the 200-day moving average, and every day that it stays above where it is right now, it's moving that 200-day average up, just so that you're aware. So at some point, that 200-day moving average for us to get in could be 23. That would be a new number for us. Right now, we're saying it's 16 to 19. And that's partly because that moving average is now at 21. So even if we got down to the 21, we probably would look at buying a little bit because we did sell at the recent highs. Um, as always, we go over a few things to remember. I'm going to list today. We try to do something different each time. So today, I'm going to show you a little bit about copy trading on MEXC, and that I'm just trying it out. I've been doing it for about 7 days now. I'm going to show you just a little bit on that. What are my thought processes? I'm using $50 to try it out. Don't be afraid if you have that money to do that kind of thing with. Don't be afraid to try something. That's how you're going to learn. I call it, crypto school calls it, or sniper school calls it, your school tuition money. I look at it as it's just learning money. So I have to learn some things. If you went in and started playing poker for the first time, you're going to have a lot of hands that are not going to be that great. And then you're going to not know whether to stay or go. You're going to fold or you'll hold on and you'll get beat out. This is to me, it's the exact same thing. So I'm using $50 to try it. I can afford to lose the whole 50 and I don't add extra. This comes from my risk trading. So like I'm not putting an extra $50 in there. I'm saying all that's coming out of it is like I have to sell something to get into this risk trading. And I'll let you know as I go along. Um, the other part is on some of our other stuff we did take profit, but what's listed on our overall account here, we haven't taken profit in a couple of weeks because there isn't profit to take. We're dollar cost averaging in now, and we know that it's for two reasons. One, if it goes up, we could get out at a 10% gain, and then we think it'll go back down and we'll buy in, or it could stay right where it is for 3 or 4 weeks. But our version is we'll keep buying little increments in because we're really looking at 2024. And we think, again, if you go back and look at the charts, we think all those things are going to double or triple or do some other thing. So, the other part is remember that if you never lose a trade, then you're in the stratosphere. You should be doing what I'm doing and what all these other guys are doing because you're never losing. Now, we are learning to take less trades, but when you first start out, you have to learn it. So you take more trades, but take more trades at $10 each. And if you lose it, I mean, you're upset, but what did you learn from it? And if you just keep losing the $10, don't put in 100. Keep doing the $10 till you figure out what your methodology is wrong. So, define your strategy, act on your strategy, and keep moving. Okay, so the other part that I want to talk to you about today was know what your portfolio. So, like if you look at my portfolio that we're talking about in this group, then there's Atom. This is the biggest part of my portfolio, which is my stable or safe coins. So that's Atom, Sol, Bitcoin, and ETH. Those are the ones I feel like, as a general rule, are going to be really stable. The next one is layer ones. That's 20% of what we're doing. That's the orange. And you'll see that's Atom and Dot. Then 10% more speculative. So then you've got your super and your Gala games. And then your 5% is your Veracity, your STX, and your Gala games. So Gala's in there a couple times. And so some of those are kind of borderline. And as you start growing, that's when you might say that's more risk. That falls into a different category because I feel like it's more risk. Or it's gone down by 20%. There's probably less risk. It's gone up by 30%. There's probably more risk. One of the things that we do really want to be careful of is say that you're holding a 10 in your 10% in Gala Games, but and you'll see it in the upper left corner. Gala has $50 in it out of the allocated money, and you can see where the allocated money is under the portfolio right in the middle where it says 650 on stable coins, 200, right? That's $1,000, and then that's based on each of those percentages. And then so that tells you 65%, $650 will go to these other bigger coins. But let's say Gala Games is $50, but then it goes up, which we think it has the best chance of doing, and you now have $500 in there. That's a lot of risk. So you might want to take 450 of it, put it in all these other areas. Again, 65% of the 450 should go into the blue area, the Atom, the Sol, the Bitcoin, and the ETH. And every time you're adding to that, you're saying those coins are going to be around forever. You're just adding to something that's safer. Um, and one of the lessons to learn here is a lot of people had Luna. So they started out with Luna being 5% of their portfolio. And pretty soon, as it exploded and it exploded and exploded, it became 70% of their portfolio. And they were like, wow, look at me. I had 70% of my portfolio. It's awesome. And then Luna crashed. And then it became 2% of their portfolio. but they were out thousands and thousands of dollars. So that's why you're going to want to, like, if in this case with Luna, it went way up. If they had taken that same money and reallocated it, they wouldn't have at least lost it. They might not have made a ton, but they wouldn't have lost it and they would still have that capital sitting there. So, start putting together your structure of how much money do you have in there. Then put 65 and, 65, 20, 10, and 5. Or make up your own method. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just giving you something that I'm working on. So, and you'll want to start to see the structure of your portfolio. Like, how are you minimizing your risk? What is your strategy? And then monitor your positions. So don't just be happy that, and even this 65%, say all of these go up and that 650 becomes $1,000, then you now have, an extra $400 in there. How much? 40 of that should go into the gray. 20 of it should go into the yellow, and so on and so forth. So what you really want to do is you want to make sure that you're managing all of these. Lastly, and you'll see, let me go back here 1 second. You'll see this is where I put the copy trading, and it's in my 5%. And I've already told you I didn't add to that. I just put that in there. So this is actually the page of copy trading from MEXCC. So, and you can see with the red circle that I'm following the this one trader, and that he's got a 10% return on investment in 7 days, and his total is 17%. And I'm doing this as an experiment. So first of all, it's not financial advice. I'm not saying you should go out and copy trade people. You shouldn't. What I am saying is that it's what I'm doing is for education only. I'm up about 7% in the last 7 days. Now, when you copy trade, remember that the trader gets 15% of the profit. If I had $1,000 in there and I got 150, and I made another 1,000 on it, 150 would go right away to the trader. Um, but if I lost that whole $1,000, they don't have any skin in that game. So you got to, be a little careful with that. And as you can see, under the description of each person's name, it will say what they're doing. Some of them will say, like crypto wise has just short term. Um, and and same with Esther, right? So and you'll see all their percentages that they're doing and where they're at. My guy is 7 day is 100 and his win ratio is 98%. Partly why I chose him. Um, so and again, these guys, the guy that I'm using is going to use leverage, so he could go to zero. My $50 could go to zero. Um, I did put a link in here. You could scan that QR code if you want. I have no affiliation with MEXCC, but if you use that code, then what happens is I get a referral, no different than if I referred you to a bank or I referred you somewhere else. And if you do it and then you end up referring someone, don't use mine, use yours. So that I think I referred someone the other day and I got $3 or something in Bitcoin. I'll take $3 in Bitcoin. It's just fun. So those are the um, that that kind of brings you full circle to what I'm doing at the moment. Again, you should be looking at these different groups that you have that are safe, allow you to sleep, and they're secure coins. So that's our whole mantra. Again, we want you to go, I don't need to spend all my time looking at crypto. I don't need to do 50 trades a month. I would really like when you first start out, you have to grow your portfolio, so you need more trades. As soon as you get to more of a comfortable number, so let's say you take $1,000 and you make it into two, you take the 1,000, you're putting it in Bitcoin and some things that are going to last longer. So you're in a trade, but you're not taking trades. Then you take the other 1,000 and you say, okay, I got to double that again. And when you double that again, you put a lot more of that back into the Bitcoin in those. So those are the things that, in my opinion, you should be working on right now. Um, as always, if you like what we're doing, hit the like button, share it with friends, and if there's something that you want to see, let us know. Otherwise, we're just going to pick random topics. Hopefully, you're finding them interesting, and that at some point we'd like even more feedback on that. So until next time, thank you for joining Crypto Corner. I'm Greg Harriman. Glad to be here with you and on this journey. Thank you.